Ever so often you see these influencers with perfect bodies. I mean, just look at them. You train for years and look nothing like them. With so many of your favorite influencers having built their bodies using steroids, it's almost impossible to differentiate between good genetics and enhanced. An anabolic steroid is a synthetic version of testosterone. It helps with recovery, increased muscle growth, but comes with horrible side effects that influencers hide. In one study, men taking testosterone gained muscle even without training. Their bodies literally built muscle even while they slept, gaining muscle mass faster than natural lifters. To understand the signs, you can classify them as visual and psychological. One of the clearest indicators of steroid use is the shoulders and traps. If those boulder shoulders look overly round or their traps and neck seem unusually thick compared to the rest of their body, it's usually a sign that it is not natural growth. Another giveaway is the quads, which look inflated and have these deep striations visible even when they are not flexing. That happens because these muscles have a higher concentration of androgen receptors, which are the tiny proteins inside muscle cells that act like hormone switches. When testosterone binds to them, they signal the body to build more muscle and strength. And when steroids flood the body, those switches stay on much longer, driving faster, often unnatural muscle growth. The next is constant vascularity, veins that stay visible even when they are not working out. Sometimes the veins themselves look unusually large or raised, almost like they are sitting on top of the skin. Their skin often looks paper thin and the muscles stay full and pumped all day. Natural lifters usually lose that look a few hours after training, but steroid users do not. And this is because anabolic steroids increase muscle glycogen, intracellular water retention, and red blood cell production. All these signs keep the muscle looking fuller and harder for long. When women use steroids, the effects show up extremely fast. Their voice starts to deepen, facial and body hair become more noticeable, and the hair on the scalp usually begins to thin. This process is called virilization, and once these changes start, it's usually irreversible. Another common sign is the sudden changes in mood. People on steroids often become more aggressive, impatient, or irritable. And this is what we call roid rage. High testosterone increases dopamine and lowers serotonin, throwing the brain's chemistry out of whack. Over time, the constant hormonal imbalance can also lead to fatigue and anxiety, making them withdraw socially. You'll rarely see them relaxed or hanging out casually, and they often prefer staying in their own space. And then we have the acne. Those deep, painful breakouts on the back, shoulders, or chest. Steroids increase oil production in the skin, clogging the pores and leading to what's called steroid acne. Seeing something like this makes me wonder, are those side effects truly worth the increase in size? But I mean, to each their own. The next is puffy nipples or hard chest tissue. This condition is called gynecomastia, and this is when excess testosterone from steroids convert into estrogen, causing the glands under the nipple to swell. This usually causes a puffy or firm area around the chest that doesn't go away with fat loss. At this stage, the person usually requires medical treatment to reverse these effects. The last most obvious sign is rapid transformation. Massive muscle gain or rapid fat loss in an unrealistic short amount of time. We are talking about 8 to 10 kilos of lean muscle built within just a few months, which is almost impossible naturally. For reference, the trained lifters can only put on about 250 to 500 grams of lean muscle every month with regular weight training and good nutrition. The next one is more of a psychological sign. If you're an honest guy, you just do your thing. But if you're a pathological liar, you always find that need to ask people to trust you.
I'm 50 pounds heavier, in the best shape of my life, and getting accused every single day of being a fake natty.
When someone constantly insists they are natty, writes it in their bio, or keeps flashing drug test screenshots, it's usually a sign that they are not.
And I just wanted to tell you guys that everything was planned from day one. I decided to hop on gear. It was a small cycle.
Building a strong, well-developed physique takes years and not a few months. Now there's one thing I want to highlight. All these points I just spoke about are just signs and they are not proof. The only real indication is a drug test. Many people can have most of these signs because of other medical conditions. But if you do identify somebody on steroids correctly, be kind. You never know what they are going through, and sometimes all they need is a friend to help them get out of that deep, dark pit of addiction. Let me know in the comments below the signs you have spotted most often, or if there's any sign that I missed talking about.